Welcome back everybody to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. On Netflix is down 1%, so we got a nice bounce early in the morning, and you can see it got close to this 50 SMA, which is sitting at 653.95. We got up to 652 and some change on Netflix, and then with the market selling off, a huge rejection came back and now trading over 630. So I actually set it live in my Discord, and I got off I think around 10:30, but I did short this later on. I said 653. If it gets there or gets closer, you can short this, and look at the money you could have made. Now I definitely made big money on Netflix later on shorting here when I saw it at 652, getting some puts, and this thing definitely paid. I mean, you can see it was up like $6 or $7 and then gave away all the gains and now down almost $7, barely holding 630 as a support. So that's going to be your line in the sand for tomorrow, 630. Below that, 623, 624, and then 604. To the upside, Netflix will find resistance right here now. 5-day moving average, 640, and over that, 653, 664, and we can clear all that. Then watch out for 680 and then 700. On Apple, stock is down 2.88%, so Apple definitely did not hold this support 220. After filling this gap, it was holding pretty much all morning, and then with the market selling off, everything getting down, and Apple definitely broke under that critical support 220, and now we might be heading towards 210. Under 220, it can come down to this 50 SMA and retest this 50 SMA, and also possibly it'll come down and touch this daily lower Bollinger Band here on this daily time frame here on bottom, which is sitting at 210. So that can happen, guys, right here on Apple. Now Apple actually, this is actually a look below and fell. In that case, I would like to see Apple holding 220 early as tomorrow and making a move back up to the upside and getting over 224. Then you're going to see a lot more continuation, possibly up to even 230, and then this gap 232. But underneath 220, you're going to see it's coming down, and possibly you'll retest lower Bollinger Band and 50 SMA at 210, and below that level we'll retest this low down here, and that's going to be another strong support at 207. On Microsoft, is down 3.59%, so massive dump off here on Microsoft. I mean, when was the last time you saw something like this? I mean, it's down near 4%, $16 gone, trading under lower Bollinger Band, which is sitting at 431. So here on Microsoft, we definitely did not hold this breakout as a support 433, and now that's going to be a strong resistance to the upside to watch. But if this thing continues and stays under 433, you'll see more selling down to 420. Over 433, watch out for a move up to 438.80 to retest 5-day and 50-day moving average, and over that level, gap down from today, we got a gap on top. We will see Microsoft going up and closing this gap at 443. Now, is this actually a good time to buy that dip? Well, absolutely not. Things are getting a bit oversold. We might see this gap getting filled, but you can see clearly we did not hold this support, critical support 433 on Microsoft. So wait for it and let it find some sort of a short-term bottom, and then if you want to get in, you can try to buy this falling knife. Not right now. On Amazon, stock is down 3%, so it looks like we set up a lower high, and now we got matching lows down here 180. Now if that gives up, we have earnings, it can happen. We could see a quick drop all the way down to 173. So this is going to be a line in the sand for tomorrow, 180, and below that, a lot more selling, possibly coming down to 173. 180 can hold, watch out for a move, and there will be resistance at 183, over that 185, and Amazon can clear all that before earnings. Then watch out for a move up to 50 SMA, 187.36, and then we can talk about maybe 190 and up to this gap, 192.24. On Google, stock is down 5%. So Google actually trading under this critical support 176. We actually broke under lower Bollinger Band. We try to retrace back up to 178, finding really strong sellers here with high volume on it and then pulling back and now trading at 173. So it's getting a bit oversold. I would not short this, and also I would not buy into it yet. Let's see if this thing can find a bottom anywhere here at 170. This is gonna be a critical level to watch. And also, if there is a bounce, it needs to get above 176. It needs to hold there. In that case, you're going to see a move up to 180, and that could be a play over 176. But below 176, we might be pulling back even more down to 170, and then we have some unfinished business down here. I mean, that can definitely come into play later on. Right now, you don't want to catch this falling knife, especially when it's down only 5%. I mean, yeah, things can go up, and it definitely did this morning. We opened at 175, came down to 173, and then we saw a rally back up to almost 178. So if you actually caught that move early in the morning, a day trade is fine on Google, but going long or buying shares, definitely not the right spot. You want to hold on, wait and see where this thing finds bottom, and then you can get a position on Google stock. On Tesla, stock is down over 12%, so Tesla getting absolutely destroyed, but definitely we got really close to 213 today, 214, and then we got a counter trend rally back up to the upside up to 221, and then this thing came back again just before closing, and looks like we might be closing this gap early as tomorrow, 213, and there will be strong support right here. Now, if that gives up, especially with bad earnings, this thing can come down even more, all the way down to 200. Now over this gap, or we come down and fill this gap and we can hold right here on Tesla, then watch out for a move possibly back up to, I would say right here guys, 231, and then 20 SMA on top, 238, and then 240 up to this gap, 245.63, but no signs of any sort of bounce here on Tesla. Let's see if this thing can bounce. That would be a level that I'm watching tomorrow. Maybe we can actually set up a nice day trade if this thing gets down here and holds around 213 to 212 on Tesla stock. On AMD, it's getting absolutely destroyed, down 6% and pretty much touching lower Bollinger Band, getting under 148, and now looks like this thing is in no man's land and can go down even more. Possibly the next stop 138, and we might be going there. The only thing can save this stock from falling, earnings that is coming out next week. Now that's gonna be critical support 138. Now if this thing actually breaks and some sort of a relief rally tomorrow, then watch out for a breakout over 148. Should take AMD back up to this gap 153, and that's gonna be a strong resistance to watch, and over that level we can talk about more upside once we get up here. Right now, I mean, it's all the way down here at 144, so no point of talking about it, guys. Watch the critical support right here, lower Bollinger Band, which is sitting at 141, and then 138. On Meta, it's down 5.61%, so Meta also getting absolutely destroyed today, and you can see touching lower Bollinger Band here on this daily time frame, and then going back up and pretty much closing near 461, 460, and you can see we have lower Bollinger Band, which is sitting at 456. So Meta here definitely broke under 470, and it was struggling even this morning. I mean, this thing had a big gap down, like 3% pre-market, and then from there just continue to go down all day, all the way down to 460, and barely, I mean, holding anything as a support. We did not actually break this low, which is 459, but we kind of got matching lows here. If that's out, the next support will be down here, guys, 452. Now to the upside, if this thing can actually break and hold 470, we do have earnings coming out next week, and that is why I'm not even playing anything big on a Meta. If this thing can break and hold 470, we might see a move up to 478, and then we can possibly see some sort of a move back into this gap anywhere from 487.92 to even 490. Until then, wait for the earnings, and then you can play this stock. So before we get started here on Nvidia, I would like to say thank you to each and every one of you guys. We're nearing 150 likes from the video I made last night, and it's really going great. So I'm hoping this video we can possibly reach 200 likes. The more is better. The more and more we can get is better. That is better for the channel to grow, and especially you guys are doing an amazing job supporting the channel, especially putting those likes. And the reason I bring this up every day, because if I'm not bringing it up for like 2-3 days, I guess a lot of you guys forget or just don't like feel like hitting it. So that is a tremendous help, hitting that like button on every video. And if we can get closer to 200 today, that would be fantastic, guys. Now here on Nvidia stock, it's down in a big way, down almost 7%. And what happened? We talked about it also, that do not count Nvidia out above 118. And 118, since the stock is hitting 118 multiple times, you can see how many times, anytime you see a big name like Nvidia hitting a support level multiple times, it can break. And what happened today? High, low, lower high, low, another lower high here, and then now a new low. So Nvidia definitely, now on Nvidia stock, looks like we broke that critical level 118. So going into next few sessions, and especially tomorrow, guys, 118, Nvidia will find really strong resistance right here. So that is gonna be a good shorting opportunity right here. So watch out for that. As long as this stock gets rejection at 118, we will see more dump off from there, and this thing can continue to come down all the way down to possibly right down here, and that's going to be around 113 to 114, and below that 107 final destination, and maybe at some point later down the line down to this gap all the way down here around $96. Now if this is actually again another trap, bear trap, look below and fail, then this thing within maybe next day or two would like to see over 118 and holding 118. If that happens, this is just a correction and this thing going back up again. So over 118 you can stay bullish and this thing can move higher. Obviously there was a gap down today and we did not fully close this gap, so there is a chance. You can see, this thing made a big move and then we got a big bounce, another big move to the downside, and so far no big move to the upside. So yes, possibly we can see a move back up to the upside, maybe another move up to, I would say, 126, set up a lower high somewhere there, or this is the lower high we got, and now this thing will get a rejection from 118, and that should take Nvidia down to 113 to 114, and then 107, and then we can talk about this gap down here at 96. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section.